Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Welcome back on your Tuesday, friends. We are seeing some hazy sunshine in our northern counties, and as we take that live view from Logan, you're also going to pick up on the cloud cover that's sneaking underneath our ridge of high pressure, and you can make out the haze. Check out Ensign Peak because it's always very noticeable, the inversion layer there. As the sun's going down, it's pretty, but not worth it. We'd like cleaner air out there, and we may see some here in the future. As we look at peak particulate matter over the last several days, I take you back to late last week when our peak particulate matter brought us to the unhealthy group for sensitive groups. So unhealthy in the orange, yellow meaning moderate Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today. And that is with the help of our northwest flow. So we actually are ventilating some of our valleys, and we've seen some progress and some periods of cleaner air on the southern Wasatch Front. Cooler air also bringing down that inversion level to valley floors, not as high as it was last week as it was climbing. Tomorrow, air quality expected to hit the moderate category along the Wasatch Front for the Wasatch Back and the northwestern corner of the state. Cleaner air in eastern Utah and down south, as you notice in Iron and Washington counties. Taking that live view from Black Desert, some high thin cirrus clouds and a nice sunset on deck in Ivins, where at last check they were near 60, starting to drop now on the temperature front. We will see those numbers getting cold again. It was a frigid start to our Tuesday. We see a lot of teens, 20s in Salt Lake, 30s in St. George. We warmed things up and we warmed above average. We're sitting at 42 in Salt Lake. We made it into the mid 40s. Average this time of year is 39. See a nice mix of 30s and 40s out there, getting colder as we lose that sunlight. 50s in St. George. Looking at the next several hours, we'll be freezing by ABC4 News at 10. And the hazy conditions could give way to some nocturnal fog development. That would be on the western edge of the valley, so the eastern side of the Great Salt Lake, kind of towards bodies of water. We saw that last week as well. High pressure is centered over to our west. Clockwise rotation around this area of high pressure, supporting our northwesterly flow. It's also brought in the warmth and why our temperatures are above average. That high pressure also says stop. We are not moving forward with a storm track, and that's what we've seen. Dry conditions out there, but we're watching this cutoff low. It looks promising and could bring some changes to portions of the state. Now, a cutoff low track isn't always crystal clear, but we imagine it's going to be on the southern end and could bring some moisture to southern Utah. We were hoping the Wasatch Front could see some wet weather, but it's looking more likely we'll just deal with mixing. Dry air comes back as we head into next week with that ridge of high pressure acting stubborn and keeping us quiet possibly until we get into February. Now, the futurecast you haven't seen for several days because there's no moisture to pick up on, but it's starting with that cutoff low to bring in the potential of some wet weather to Iron County, south central Utah, and the southeastern corner of the state by Friday. The window of precipitation will be Friday into Saturday, and you watch how the model clears that as we get into Saturday afternoon and evening. Northerly flow behind it, so some cooler air would move in, but that mixing would definitely help our inversion in the north. Doesn't help our precipitation totals, though. 40s for those highs tomorrow, 30s and 40s on the eastern side of the state, 56 in St. George. Taking a look at Washington County, 50s. The slight chance on Friday, I think it's going to be a better chance in Iron County, but I'd love a stray shower moving through Washington County. As we look at the Wasatch Front, you're going to notice those numbers above average. I kept a slight chance on Saturday because I just have a hard time letting go, friends. I really, really would love some moisture. It just hasn't been the case. A little bit of cloud cover, maybe some light mountain precip. Are you listening, Mother Nature?
Anything?
No? What can I order to get some wet weather here? I don't know. We want to.
Yeah.